if I was at a cocktail party wearing my CrossFit t-shirt, somebody came up to me and said, hey, what the heck is CrossFit? How do you explain it? Basically, the training in CrossFit is aimed at making a jack of all trades, master of none. Is probably the easiest phrase that I can give. We want to be able to do tons of stuff. We're not necessarily trying to be the world champion at everything. We're not weightlifters, we're not gymnasts. We are sort of weightlifting sprinter gymnasts. We're ninjas.
The first time I tried CrossFit, my husband and I tried together. We came in, it was just the two of us, and we did a baseline workout, and simple on paper. It's just a few different exercises and rowing for a bit, but by the end of it, I was pretty wiped out. I mean, it doesn't even involve a barbell at all to begin with, so it was a good sign of, what I could expect from CrossFit. Before CrossFit, I struggled with wanting to be thin and skinny, and I thought that was healthy to be. With strength training and being a part of this community, I've really gained the confidence and ability to lift the heavy weights. Just kind of gives you that boost with your self-esteem. And I look back on pictures of me before CrossFit and I wonder why I even thought that was a good spot to be in. I am very much more confident in any aspect of my life, whether it be here in the gym or at work. I mean, I've transitioned to a new job position in the time I've been doing CrossFit, and that whole experience, I was very confident in myself and my abilities there too.
When I first heard about CrossFit, I thought it was just a fad and it was going to come and go, and one of my sons signed me up and I got into it, and I found out that it's the next best thing. Your workouts are laid out for you and you're pretty much guaranteed a good workout, and there's no, well, I don't feel like it today, I think I'll just go and leave.
Having a 1.5-year-old and then another one on the way, I needed to go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, and going by yourself is pretty brutal. It's hard to get motivated at 5:30 in the morning, so when you have a community showing up every other day, putting the work in, it gets your butt out of bed.
I like spending time with my actually I work out with both of my boys, and I've always enjoyed spending time with them, and there's some things that I can do much better than him, so that's what.
Since I work out in the morning, I'll give him a call and say, hey, I just deadlifted 200 pounds. You better pick up the weight a little bit here, so we get to keep each other accountable.
So growing up, I played sports, played football, was in track and field. Once I graduated high school and I was no longer part of a team, got way out of shape. And then when I decided eventually that I wanted to try losing some weight again, I started going to just the regular gyms, the LA Fitness, the Lifetime Fitness, things like that, where basically I fell into the same routine where I would start off kind of strong. I'd do a lot of things for a short time, doing the same workouts that I did in high school, basically the same lifts every day. And eventually I lost the motivation to keep going for whatever reason. And with CrossFit, there's a really strong sense of community. You're doing the same workout as everybody else. You're doing it at the same time. You're warming up together. You're doing the workout. You're cooling down together. And afterwards, you feel motivated to talk with each other about, how, oh man, that was really hard, or with partner workouts, with just seeing the same people day after day, week after week. Eventually you get to know people, you get to talk with them, you get to know them kind of on a personal level. Once you feel like you're part of a community, you feel both obligated almost, but you really feel encouraged to keep on coming.
I actually got into CrossFit when I lived overseas in South Korea, and I didn't actually know what CrossFit was. It was an interesting experience because I didn't really speak the language. So when I was learning all the movements in CrossFit, I kind of had to establish friends that knew English so that they could translate for me what was going on. Actually, my mom was kind of concerned about me coming back to America and experiencing reverse culture shock. And so my mom was the one who kind of put an ear out for CrossFit gyms. I was really into high school sports, and I played softball and I was a swimmer, and having a coach always pushed me because I can't push myself. And when I was in college, I didn't exercise at all, and when I had moved to Korea, I didn't exercise at all. I didn't even go to an LA Fitness. I didn't go to a YMCA because I couldn't find that personal drive. I'm a very competitive person and I needed competition. I didn't know that at this age that I could find a place where I could be competitive. What I love about this gym is that although these people are your friends, you're still competing with them every day. You don't have to wait for a competition to be competitive.
I got into coaching, kind of stems back from how I got into it. When I was in the Army, one of my NCOs was like, hey, you need to try this. You like to be competitive with regular PT stuff, try CrossFit. Got into it, and then I just fell in love with it from that point on. I wanted other people to see how awesome it was. I came from kind of a competitive running background, and realizing how terribly weak I was compared to other people changed my view on fitness. When I started CrossFit, I weighed 140 pounds, and I'm now roughly around 180-ish. So I put on 40 pounds in the past 4 years.
Of like pure muscle?
Mostly pure muscle. Perspective on that, I have a lot more respect for people who are very strong now versus people who can just run. It's been a lot of fun for me.
So when I would go to the gym, I would think I was working out. I was think I'd work up a sweat, and I really wasn't. I wouldn't even get my heart rate up. I'd get to a certain point, and I'm like, I'm done. I worked hard. But I come here, and I try so much harder because I feel the energy from everybody. I'm 43. I'm just now getting into it. I feel better now than I did 10 years ago. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I just had a hip replacement, and had I not done all this before I went in for this hip replacement, I don't think I would have recovered as quickly as I just did. It's not for anybody other than yourself, and you're just gonna benefit from it.
I started CrossFit because my best friends in Mankato opened up the first gym down there. They told me I'd really like it, and I fought it for so long, and then I finally decided to go and watch like a workout, and I decided I thought I would love it, so I tried it, drank the Kool-Aid, and never stopped. It looked intimidating. I never really touched a barbell before. I'm not good at gymnastics stuff. I played softball, I ran track. Different abilities could do it, so I was like, all right, let's keep going, let's try it some more, and then I just never stopped. Personally, it's helped me kind of deal with life in general. I've always struggled trying to find healthy outlets for my emotions, my feelings, bottle it up. A lot of people turn to like drugs, drinking, that kind of stuff. And when I come to CrossFit, it really helps me put my energy towards something else. And it's always in the back of my mind. I'm not gonna wanna go get wasted if I have to wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. and come to the gym. After that comes kind of the physical change of like, I am getting stronger, I can lift more, I can move faster, I can jump higher. So it starts with the emotional, the transition of the mind, and that transformation, and then I think physically is after that. If I had to summarize it, I would say healthy body, healthy mind.
At CrossFit, with all of the people that are doing it, they're there for you, they're encouraging you, they're cheering you on, they're going through the same workout that you are, and they're putting forth the same effort, and everybody is like happy at the end and encouraging you to try more, lift more, push yourself and go farther.
Well, we have a competition every Thanksgiving here at our gym, and it's just really fun because you'll see a lot of competitions for the elite people, and you're like, I can't do this, I can't do that. But it's fun. They're scaled like real people can do it. And Paul had never been in a competition before, and my partner had to step out of it. So he joined up with me, and one of the workouts was as many back squats as you can in 10 minutes. And I was yelling at him the whole time, don't put that bar down, smile, smile. we kicked ass at it, we did really well, but yeah.
How many squats did you guys do in 10 minutes?
204.
From the boot camp class that I was in, starting in that with other people, they'd see people doing the regular CrossFit class and weren't really sure that they'd be able to do it, but several of them started CrossFit and are doing the advanced movements that they didn't think they could do before.
I am a mother of 2, and I also have a very stressful job that's very committed, takes me long hours, and takes me away from my family, and it took me away from my fitness. So I showed up to my first CrossFit class not in great shape, not in the best of health, post-baby, and it changed my whole life. It changed my fitness level. I lost 30 pounds, and I just fell in love with being in shape again. So when I was a child, my dad was a marathon runner, but my dad was training and he was committed to his fitness. I remember my dad running the 10K, and I remember him coming down the chute to cross the finish line, and I said, "Come on, Dad, run as fast as you can." And he passed this guy, and the guy said, "Oh, you must be the dad." And he said, "Yes, I am." And I tell that story because I had that experience here with my daughter. My daughter was here watching me work out. She was sitting on this box and she was watching me lift, and she said, "Mom, do it as fast as you can." And I had this like moment of like, that was me as a kid watching my dad, and my daughter got to see me do that. And my kids love to be fit. They come up here and do pull-ups and box jumps, and they think it's cool that they can do burpees. And so there's nothing better than your children knowing that you're committed to your fitness and your health. So that's really important to me, and I never want to forget that that's really the purpose, is that I'm doing something to show my kids that I'm strong, and that I'm going to be there, and that I'm going to be with them, and that they can follow me. I keep crying.
Rolling. So as a filmmaker, I find that getting the great shots, having a little bit of CrossFit background helps out a lot.